all lovers. So today we're going to do the shake command and how I teach my dogs to do this. This is a good one because I haven't actually tried to teach her shake inside anyway. So you're going to get to see one of the commands before I actually train her inside of the Raising Furball playlist. So let me know if you guys have any questions, but with every command you have to get her into position first. That can be a little bit tricky with shake. Generally, I just try to play with my dog until she actually gives me her paw. And then you want to mark that, reward it. Capturing can be good with this. You can't really lure into this position. And so it's all about trying to get your dog to initially offer that behavior. Once she offers it, you should mark it, heavily reward it, and then your dog is more likely to do it the next time. But getting your dog into position for this behavior is probably the most tricky. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm just going to try to do with either paw. I'm not going to be super picky. And then later on, I'll try to do a different command or a different gesture for each paw. So let's see what we can do here. I've never tried this with her before, so it'll be a good little initial training with a command that I haven't seen before in the command training playlist. So this one, you have to get her in the sit position first. And we're just going to play around with her until we can get something out of her. No, come here. Good girl. Good girl. So it's not very close, right? Good girl. But this is almost molding and capturing in the same thing. Good girl. So you're molding it because you're good girl. We're trying to get any progress towards that final command. Good girl, yeah. And so I'm just kind of like waving my hands in front of her. Good girl. And then the natural instincts of dogs is they're going to want to do the same thing. Yeah, keep it fun. Good girl. So you can see right here, making really good progress, faster than I actually thought we were going to. And that's just because she's playful, right? A lot of playful dogs, they'll actually use like their paws in order to play. And so we're utilizing that to get her into position. Good girl. Yeah. And then we're marking that and rewarding it. You always want to get her in this good girl sit position first. Good girl. And we're not distinguishing which paw she's doing it with. Good girl. We're just really heavily rewarding it as soon as she does offer a paw. Good girl. And once we're confident that she can do the command consistently, we're going to start, she ripped it off me. We're going to start adding that command word. Good girl. Good girl. So you can see unconsciously or subconsciously, I'm calling her a good girl at the same time. And that's almost adding like a clicker in a way. Me calling her good girl. Good girl. She's doing very well. Rump. Good girl. Yeah. Rump. Good girl. So you can see she already knows. She doesn't know which paw to do it with, but she knows, hey, if I do this, I'm getting a reward now. Good girl. And that's because I marked it and I rewarded her heavily the first time that she did it. Good girl. She's doing insanely good with this. It's kind of crazy. But, so I'll stop right there. I don't want to make this video too long or else it's just going to turn into another training session. So the highlights of this video are dogs naturally are playful. With her and most dogs are naturally going to play with you in a way of like trying to pat you with their paw and stuff. So we're utilizing that natural behavior to get her into position. Once again, you can't really use luring to get her into position here because like I don't know how you would use luring for her to move her paw unless you did targeting with the paw, but that's much more complicated than just doing this. So we're capturing her in the correct position, we're marking that behavior, and we're rewarding her. You could, I guess, add a release word with this behavior, but shaking really isn't that like releasable or staying of a command. And so what I'm doing is I'm just marking it, and then I'm going to reward her right after it. So capturing is probably the best way to train this command. You want to get inside of a playful mood with your dog. You get her into position, you mark, you reward heavily, and as you have seen with her, once you start to mark and you reward heavily, she's going to offer that behavior more and more easily into the future. But I think this really highlights kind of the first 3 steps of my training patterns here, which are get your dog into position, however that is, luring, capturing, molding, etc. You mark the behavior. The clicker is very, very handy for that. And then your dog's going to start offering that behavior more and more. And you can see that here. At first, she was kind of like, not super into it. And then after 3 or 4 times of marking that behavior and rewarding her, she's doing it right away. So I think this speaks to the importance of those first 3 steps of getting your dog into position, rewarding her, and I guess right now releasing her isn't exactly it isn't very applicable inside this situation, but getting your dog in position, marking that behavior, super key. Once you do that, your dog's going to offer that behavior more and more easily, and then you can start raising the grading criteria. So maybe in the future, once I train this a little bit more, I will teach her how to, shake with the left hand, shake with the right hand, etc. And that would be raising the grading criteria, almost training a separate behavior. But for this initial behavior, it's pretty simple. Most dogs are very playful. You just have to be on point with your marking of your behavior and your rewarding of that behavior, and your dog's going to start offering that behavior more and more. So if you want to see me train any other command, please like and subscribe and comment and let me know what you want me to train my dog. We're trying to build a little community here, so please subscribe. Please like this video. It really helps me out, and I will see you next time.